Hey everyone, in this video we're going to go over the centerpiece of Pinan Godan, the first centerpiece. Now we know that the angles represent our position on the attacker, not where the attacker comes from. So if I go to the left, it means I'm on the left side, right means on the right side, straight forward means that we're still facing each other, okay? So I want to go over this piece here of the Jujuyuki and then the rotating down. And the Okinawan versions and the Pinan versions, we step back into Kokotsudachi and then stepping forward with our straight punch. So let's go over that right now. So first we're going to look at the Jujuyuki as a joint manipulation, not as a block. If I were to try and block a kick from here, I'm just going to leave my face wide open and the distance is not correct. We're not at kicking distance, we're at clinching distance. So we're going to look at this as a joint manipulation in order to release the grab. So this one's going to be a same side grab. We're going to get a little bit closer to you so you can see us. So this one's going to be a same side grab on the wrist. And the second hand I'm going to use to shoot in between our wrist here. Now I like doing it here so I can rotate and get a better bite on it. That's up to you. So as I shoot in, I want to shoot in and I want to get behind the wrist and I want this one to pull this way so I get the back of the wrist exposed. So I'm going to shoot in and I'm going to use my own fist as leverage and this one in the back, and I want to pulling to my core so that way I get this to bend and this to extend. And as this extends, the grip loosens. All right. So as we get the grip to loosen, then we see the hands open and then rotate. Now the hands opening is very significant. We see this in katas all the time, and most of the time it's when we're switching from one to the other. So we see it like as a parry, one hand to the other, or we see a circular block, so it's one hand to the other. The shuto-ukes, we're going one hand to the other. So we're shooting in, the open hands represent that we're not grabbing a hold of anything, right? That we're actually moving from one hand to the next. This is the soft side of karate. So as we get the grip to start breaking, I'm going to open the hands, which means I'm rotating and I am switching him from this hand and I'm going to grab him with this hand. So as I get the grab to release, I'm going to rotate, pulling down behind the elbow and pulling him in to my center. All right, so a little bit of a smoother pace on this. I'm going to shoot in, I'm going to rotate him, bring him up, and then pull him right back down with me into this position. Okay, I'm going to back up so you guys can kind of see the whole thing here. Again, I'm here, I'm going to reach in, get my leverage point, rotate him up, pull him back into me. All right, now let's go from here. All right, so we're in this position. In the kata, you'll see some of them step back, some of them will step forward, but then there's this technique that looks like a hammer fist. My take on this, what I really love, is for me to slide this up and grab the opposite shoulder, and that allows me to finish the technique. So this hand that still has my hikite, I haven't released that yet. I don't want to release this before I have any other control. So I'm going to keep this, grab this for my control, and I'm going to step through with what looks like my straight punch, and now I'm going to fold for that block and we twist and go all the way around. So in the kata, it looks like that, okay? The front to back does not necessarily mean that I have to do a 180. It represents that I'm going from the front of him to the back of him, and the spin is part of the takedown, right? I don't want to project him away from me. I want to spin and keep him here right with me. So again, just starting from the beginning, I shoot in, I pull, I release the grab, I pull, I grab the shoulder to keep him in position so I can release this hand and put that one into position. Now as I pick the arm up and fold, I'm just going to rotate and project him to the behind himself, all right, to his rear triangle. So one more time. Again, hands together. It goes up, I rotate, I pull him in, grab the shoulder, step in to get my position. This can also help off balance from here, and then I pick up and we go straight down. All right, so that is this piece of the kata of 1, from there. All right.